My name's Dead Palette, I like creepy stories, and we're gonna read some RPC entries, or rather one. Oh my god, we're off to a wonderful start! So I was scrolling through Twitter, as I am wont to do because I'm addicted to Twitter, and I saw a image of a cute, kawaii, sketch of a cute kawaii anime girl, and I thought, I want to know more about that. And it turned out that it was an RPC entry that was retweeted by the RPC Authority. And so I was like, okay, I'll look into cute anime creepy love interest girl. And so this is RPC-358, which is labeled the love interest. If you don't know about the RPC Authority, it's essentially a group that left the SCP Foundation to do their own thing. So let's get into this one and see what the love interest has on offer. Registered Phenomena Code 358. Object Class Beta Yellow. Hazard Type Sapient Hazard, Info Hazard, Organic Hazard, Sensory Hazard. Containment Protocols RPC-358 is to be stored in a locked in the research wing of Site 88. Am I reading that right? RPC-358 is to be stored in a locked in the... So we instantly have a spelling grammatical error. Ooh, that does not bode well. Only accessible to personnel cleared for research with RPC-358, interviews/lessons with RPC-358-2, or security personnel stationed to be RPC-358-2. Persons designated RPC-358-1 are to be closely monitored by on-site security, and any ethical infractions towards RPC-358-2 are subject to disciplinary action as per the Stability and Integrity Commission. I haven't heard much about this Stability and Integrity Commission, but that's a cool concept. I wonder if that's further defined somewhere. Maybe I'll look into that. But let's press on. RPC-358-2 is to be contained in a modified humanoid cell and given basic needs and requests, but no request that compromises authority, security, or containment of RPC-358 shall be granted, obviously. RPC-358-2 is to be fed thrice daily. That's a weird thing if you're trying to have it be a more analytical, detached thing, to use the old-timey word of thrice. I think you would just say 3 times a day, right? Am I crazy? With a diet comparable to modern Japanese... Was it comparable? Comparable? I don't know why you would use the word comparable for wouldn't you just say a diet that you would... Okay, maybe there's another way to phrase that. I don't know, maybe that's correct. But it sounds like they're saying something comparable to Japanese food, which I guess would just be Western food, but can be given local foods if RPC-358-2 requests. RPC-358-2 is to be given basic education daily, including lessons on English language and literature. In the event that RPC-358-2 must leave its containment chamber, it is to be accompanied by at least 2 armed guards, both of whom must RPC-358-1 instances. So it should be both of whom should be? Okay, so we're just... I think we're getting some clunky phrasing here. And it's especially important when you're doing this kind of writing that's supposed to be very scientific, very data-driven, to get these grammatical errors ironed out. I think that it does hurt immersion. But what I am getting is that this is indeed a Japanese schoolgirl type waifu thing. It's called the love interest, so I'm guessing that it has some sort of parasitic relationship where it is acting as a kind of a... It is indoctrinating people. It is brainwashing them in some fashion, is my guess of where this is going. We have an image here, item 358-DO52, or D052, one of RPC-358-2's drawings, a self-portrait specifically. Image has been altered to include appropriate anti-memetic triggers. So this is a sensory hazard, a sapient hazard, an info hazard. So coming into contact with this is in upon itself dangerous. The information is dangerous. And I always like that as a concept, and I like to see RPC Authority entries that do play into that kind of idea that, you know, even seeing it, it's the Eldritch thing, even seeing it is dangerous. You know, you look back at God and you turn into a pillar of salt, you look at this underage waifu and you go to jail. So, request made by RPC-358-2. So we are getting the -1 and the -2, and what I'm coming to understand is that the -2 is the actual instance, the actual waifu love interest itself, and then -1 are people who are indoctrinated, and it's specifically requested that the people who are indoctrinated in some way, who are the waifu warriors as it were, are to be the guards. So it seems like, you know, they had to have certain guards take one for the team. Okay. A total of four books on drawing and animation. So she's trying to learn how to draw, and she's trying to learn English. RPC-358-2 expressly wishes to learn more about herself and asks for materials in order to help itself. So is it itself a drawing, and it's trying to learn how to draw it as well? Kind of getting a little bit of the art of Jacob Emery, a little bit. Request granted, redacted 08-20, so year somewhere in the aughts, by researcher Grant. RPC-35-82's interest in herself, particularly her creation, is interesting in and of its own right, although given her nature it would be best to send her art down to psychology to help evaluate her mental health. Alright, not much to say there. Metal cutlery, RPC-358-2 expressly desires to learn more about Western foods and wished for utensils she could call her own. Okay, so is she trying to do something tricky-pazzicky here by getting metal cutlery? That's a pretty cool little, like, excuse that she's come up with of, like, oh, I want to learn more about, you know, Western-style food and that kind of thing. Alright. Request denied. Probably a smart decision. Redacted 11/2000 some year. By senior researcher Manson. Despite the innocent nature of RPC-358-2's request, giving her a knife would be considered a possible security breach, as well as other metal utensils. If she wants to adopt a more Western diet, she will be supplied with plastic cutlery by the Authority. She will be supplied, when notified of the refusal of her request. RPC-35-82 appeared upset at first, but became understanding after the explanation. So maybe it wasn't an attempt to do something untoward. Maybe she just didn't think through how that would actually look. A laptop computer and draw pad. Draw pad? That's a weird... I don't know why that's weird to me, but it is kind of like... I guess, okay, never mind. It's descriptive of what it's trying to describe. Okay. RPC-35-82 expressed wishes to use the computer to draw more art, since you all seem to like it so much. Okay, so people are infatuated with her drawings, and it's, you know, we haven't even gotten to the description yet. We're doing the request log before the description, which is a little weird. But let's press on. Request granted, redacted 02-2000 some year, by head researcher Polwinski. Prior stipulations about her art still stands, and new art will be transferred to a flash drive weekly for testing. Access to the internet, RPC-3582 expressed a desire to do some research on her own about her origin and people like her. Okay, so she wants to know more about the animes, which is the proper way to say it. Request denied. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Redacted-03-2000 by senior researcher Manson, denied for obvious reasons. What obvious reasons? An RPC will not have access to communication to the outside world. Of testing under any circumstance. Gotcha. Then she requested redacted. RPC-35-82 expressed fears about data expunged. And this is crossed out. Request denied. Redacted-06-2000 by head researcher Patinowinski. Decision overruled. -06-2000 by department chair. Redacted. See incident log 358- redacted-A. Redacted awaiting possible RPC assignment. So I'm guessing that she requested something, and one of her indoctrinated people gave her something that she wasn't supposed to have. Alright, description. Finally, RPC-358 is a standard DVD copy of a Japanese animated series entitled Redacted, produced by Amazing Co. Studios. Amazing Co. Love Amazing Co. They made the RPC Soda. If you want to learn more about the RPC Soda, I guess go to the RPC Authority website. But if you want to know more about the RPC Soda, I did an episode with it about it with Slime Beast and Abysmia of FEARFIC. That link will be in the description. They make soda and they animate cartoons in Japan. Okay. Multinational corporation, I'm assuming. The box contained RPC-358, measures 190 millimeters by 135 millimeters by 14 millimeters, and weighs approximately 74 grams, while RPC-358 herself resembles a standard DVD disc, the front of which is decorated with the title of the contents and an undisclosed Amazing Co. Studios logo. RPC-358 and its box exhibit no anomalous properties until the DVD is placed into a DVD player. Yes! Oh, I like this idea. With a connection to a viewing device. Oh my god, she's going to be on the TV and she's going to communicate. It's going to be Monica. It's just going to be Monica talking to you. That's great. I like that. Upon an individual's full viewing of RPC-358's contents, the individual is hereby designated as RPC-358-1. So, we're going to see here whether this is like an indoctrination thing, or if it's just designated, you have watched, you have seen the thing. Instances of RPC-358-1 viewers then gain the ability to perceive RPC-358-2 visually and audibly. So is this outside of the TV, the viewing device? RPC-358-2 is incapable of interacting with normal individuals by any means. RPC-358-2 is described as an 18-year-old, legal, even in America, brown-haired Asian woman of Japanese descent, standing at 3. That's a 1. That decimal is a 1. I don't know why I'm having problems with that. Digit is a 1. 157.2 centimeters and weighing 46.3 kilograms. I don't know what that is in American, but I'm guessing it's pretty dainty. With this description, RPC-358-2 greatly resembles the heroine of Redacted, and refers to itself with the same name, Tomoko Hatanaka. Tomoko Hatanaka. RPC-358-2's personality has been described by researchers as being mature, confident, and brash. Okay. I'm enamored with this. I'm a fan. I like how this is playing out. Discovery log. RPC-358 was discovered when 22 reports of schizophrenia along with 12 cases of homicide had occurred at Redacted, Japan. The circumstances behind each murder were identical: blunt force, followed by a complete inability to identify fingerprints to any individual. The authority was eventually contacted by Japanese police after reports of a sore in a rural northern town led to a panic from the populace. Okay, so we're going to figure out what sore means. Oh, poltergeist. Okay. So now we have an interview log, but before we get to that, I'm going to guess that she's going to have, she's some sort of delinquent, or like a Yankee punk, which I wasn't getting from the image, but now saying that she's brash, which I wasn't expecting. She is an artist, which is kind of weird. I do like that the drawing that she made says, "I am not good at legs, sorry." So there is kind of that kawaii nature going on. So let's see which direction this goes, or whether it's a nuanced character that is both brash, violent, and well, I guess she was indoctrinating people to kill for her. So there is something untoward about this whole thing. RPC-358-2. Interviewer. Senior Researcher Manson. Forward. The following interview commenced before RPC-358-2's scheduled lesson. Interview was in response to the 1-year anniversary of RPC-358 containment. So should be possessive 358's containment, and achievement of passing psychological state for RPC-358-2 since said containment. I'm still not sure. So she is independent of the DVD player, so you need to watch the anime, and then she poltergeist herself into existence, is what I'm getting. As RPC-358-2 is unable to be captured on any media device, the transcription here is given by junior researcher Takahashi, who acted as an interpreter between the two. The act of translating it, excerpt for a few notable incidents omitted. Okay. Begin log. Senior Mason enters RPC-358-2's containment chamber alongside junior researcher Takahashi, currently fitted with furniture to mimic a small Japanese apartment. So they're trying to make her at home. Researcher Mason, good morning, Hatanaka-san? Directed to junior researcher Takahashi. It's san, ain't it? Junior researcher Takahashi interprets to RPC-358-2 without regarding senior researcher Mason. RPC-358-2 proceeds to stand and bow in traditional Japanese classroom manner and responds in Japanese. RPC-358-2, Ohayo, good morning. Senior researcher Mason. Hatanaka, as you know, Mason opens a folder and begins sifting through the documents inside. As we're going to be teaching you English starting today to ease you in with the rest of the faculty. RPC-358-2 then proceeds to speak English in a thick Japanese accent after interpretation. RPC-358-2. Oh, I can speak a little. Researcher. Yes, but it gets fairly complex, and you'll need help. RPC-358-2. Why are you here with me, ne? Mason? Right. Shuffling of papers are heard in the background as Mason shifts through interview files. Now, before we start today, we need to ask you a few questions. Is that okay? Silence dominates the room for a quick moment before Mason motions to Takahashi to interpret. Who interprets it? We're just going to start calling her Hananaka. Hananaka returns the speaking in Japanese. Oh, what of teacher? Mason. It'll be mostly personal questions, nothing about school for now. If any questions feel too uncomfortable to answer, I understand, but I do think you should. Hatanaka begins to shift uncomfortably and sink into her seat. Hatanaka. Okay, I guess. Researcher Mason? My first question is this. What is the few things you remember before everything started? Hatanaka begins to sit up properly and speak enthusiastically. Oh, well, I was just getting out of school when Redacted came out and did something he has never done before. He asked me to come to his house. I was so excited. Oh my god. It's going to be the first time she's seen a boys' room since elementary school. He asked me to come to his house. I was so excited because I had a huge crush on him, I guess. Hatanaka pauses and looks towards the floor. Researcher Mason, stay focused. Hatanaka, right. So I accepted. He wanted to study, and we had a test the next week, so I wanted to be ahead for once, since I was never near the top of the ranking page, you know. Oh, weird meritocratic Japan. Senior Researcher Mason, a test? Do you remember which subject? Hatanaka pauses for a moment before responding. I don't remember. Mason, that's fine, please continue. Hatanaka, right. I agreed to go. After all, I wanted to be close to him, for obvious reasons. You know how it is. Mason, understood. You mentioned in your request for Redacted that you were afraid that he would come after you. Can you elaborate why? Huh. Hatanaka curls up in her chair and buries her head into her legs. Mason, in English, to Junior Researcher Takahashi, I think we're done here. Takahashi, understood. Should we just start -2's lessons? Oh. Hatanaka's. Mason, yeah, let's do that. This interview is over. So, still don't know why there was an issue with that. An issue with her. Huh. So she is afraid that he's going to come after her. So maybe she has some sort of ability to exit. She has some sort of aura that just makes people mad at her. And it's unclear whether these things are happening in the anime or not. Incident log. After Hatanaka's lessons, the afternoon of 12 Redacted 2000 and something, 2 site security officers, both of whom were viewers of the Redacted anime, reported hearing Hatanaka's screaming from the inside of its cell whilst training new members of site security. Both officers alongside 3 trainee guards whom were not RPC-358-1 instances entered Hatanaka's cell where both officers were killed by Junior Researcher Takahashi, who bludgeoned them with a Redacted before attacking the trainees. So they say bludgeon So it wasn't a katana. One trainee was killed and another injured before being shot and killed by the remaining with her sidearm. A little bit of clunky phrasing there again. Both survivors reported that junior researcher Takahashi had been secreting a black, viscous, and corrosive fluid. Secreting. From their eyes, which he used to stick to the redacted when he had been wielding. Autopsy of junior researcher Takahashi revealed that the replacement of the tear ducts with a gland that created a venomous protein solution, and multiple blood vessels and capillaries ruptured around the eyes, causing them to be filled with blood. I don't know what to make of that. It seems a little unnecessary. It seems to be complicating matters. That she's can apparently indoctrinate people and make them have venom symbiote eye ducts. It seemed to be a pretty simple concept from the beginning, and it's kind of deviating from that in a way that I don't know whether this is all going to play together. I like everything in the story to hang off of itself very conclusively, and I think that if you're going to get complicated and have a bunch of, different effects that this RPC entry can have, then they should be concordant in some way, and I don't know that this will make a whole lot of sense. It's like throwing zombies into a movie that's about, like if there were zombies in the world of Predator, that would be a little bit weird, right? Like, just saying. When we regained control of the room, the first thing we noticed was the notebook. We couldn't read the writing, it was in Japanese, but we did see what looked like doodles in the margins. The officers told us its drawings were sometimes mimetic, so we just looked away and hoped we wouldn't die, We could see -2, so we just said to stay calm and radioed into command. Private Madera's report, we sure as hell didn't anticipate this. The mimetic trigger to effectively invoke a sort of possession is almost unheard of. And with that taking control of a JR right in the middle of the facility is completely unacceptable. It is of my own personal opinion that RPC-358-2 did not do this intentionally, mainly due to the fact that we've established her art to be random in its mimetics due to her 5th request, and the fact we found her in the goddamn fetal position, bawling her eyes out when we got a -1 in there. Okay, pausing a second, random in its mimetics, that's a weird thing to say, but I guess, random in its mimetic hazards might be a good clarification. It is just a person talking in this case, so maybe they wouldn't have that specificity, but this is confirming that it is not an intentional thing. This is still a big secret security hazard, though. From now on, we're mandating that during lessons and interviews, there must be more than one RPC-358-1 instance in the room at all times. Hatanaka doesn't know what she can do, and this is a problem. Further testing needed to determine if the cause of RPC-358-2's mimetic art are due to RPC-358's anomalous properties or the properties of this newly discovered entity. Senior Researcher Mason's report. Note from Senior Researcher Mason 26-2-2010s sometime. With consideration of RPC-358's discovery, the testimony of 358-2, and incident log 358-1, and investigation is currently ongoing for another possible subset of RPC-358, assigned 358-3. What happened to Takahashi is regrettable, but we know that it is a highly aggressive entity and is to be classified as Gamma. So that is much more aggressive. And I don't know how I feel about the whole RPC-358-3 part of this story, honestly. That's my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. We have some footnotes down here. I'll just plop those up there on the screen. I will say, overall, I really did enjoy this story. And this is me, not what the author should do. But this is me. If I was writing this, I would have focused it on the idea that there is this anime character come to life. It is straight up a waifu that just follows people around. I think that what is needed is to develop on the idea of how much power does she have over indoctrinating people to be like these waifu warrior kind of people, these people who are, defensive and loyal. Are all instances of RPC-358-1, the viewers, are they all infatuated with her or obsessed with her, or is it just like you view the anime and now you see her, now she's there, now she's this entity that exists for you? Because if it's that really does determine a lot about the character, about the entity itself, whether or not it is possessive in that way. I would have pared this down significantly and just had it be simply you view the DVD and then there's that. I think that the description of how she ends up damaging people is kind of weird. Obviously it needs to be dangerous, right? Or some sort of threat if it's causing people to go on these murders. But I don't know that the eye ducts bleeding black is necessary. Definitely let me know what you think about this RPC entry down in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give some constructive feedback. I think that there's a lot of interesting things to be said about this story. As I mentioned, myself, Slimebeast, and Bisme have tackled multiple RPC stories in the past. I'll leave a link to the Fear Fiction podcast in the description if you want to know more about that. And certainly go check out the RPC Authority, browse some of their articles, some of their entries, see if there's something else that you find interesting there. I'll leave a link to the art I put earlier, the Ascriber. I'll link to his Twitter and the art that he made that got me into looking into this entry. This was certainly a fun and I think instructive thing to go over. Had a great time.